Scrapbookers. So I pulled some supplies. I wanted to tell this story about how I was getting ready for something the other day, and I was going to be recording something, and I needed the house to be quiet, and I also wanted to be on my top game. So I was like, it was getting down to the wire. I was getting on the computer, and I yelled at my husband, or I barked at him, or ordered him, I would say, is give me a cup of coffee, give me a pot of tea. And he's like, well, what, you want two? I'm like, yes, I want coffee and tea and water, because my throat was a little dry and I didn't want to be not able to speak. So before this conference call was starting, the person on the other line said, oh, he really takes care of you, huh? And he really does take care of me. This is my husband. He's also my law partner, and we've been together since 1995. So we were together for a long time before we had kids. And he does a lot for me. He really does. Like, he was always saying, like, if I die, here's how you do this thing. And I'm like, well, just don't die, please. So I've gathered some supplies already. I don't have an idea. Well, I sort of have an idea of what I'm going to do, but not a complete idea. So this is one thing that I cut out on the silhouette. I would like to use this, but I'm not sure that I'm going to. I also cut one out in blue. And I have these little hearts, and I was thinking I might use the little hearts as almost like bullet points in my story. So I'm going to keep those just right handy. And then what I thought I might do is write my story first on notebook paper. And I saw on a thread over at 2Ps the other day is, which paper do you miss the most? And Lisa Dickinson said, I miss Scenic Route, the notebook paper. And so I just wanted to brag a little bit and say that I got 7 sheets of the Scenic Route notebook paper at a yard sale, a scrapbook yard sale. And yeah, so I'm fully stocked in that. But I have some others. This is Teresa Collins. This is Tell Your Story, This Is My Life. I kind of like the weight of this paper. And so what the title is going to be is He Takes Care of Me. So I kind of need to see where on the page is, am I going to put the photo? And also the photo could almost go either way, because it's, and I could also do it on a diagonal, which I don't think I'm going to do. Although I kind of like it, because then our faces are, I might do that. I said I wasn't going to do it, and now I think I might do it. But I gathered up a bunch of paper and supplies. Like, I just had a lot of ideas for this page. So one would be to use those hearts as bullet points. Another would be to use these stickers from 9 to 5, because my husband and I work together, so those could come in. I also found, I have 2 sheets of this Hello Again with Carta Bella, and there's a coffee cup, and so part of the story involves the coffee cup and sticking together. Let's do this. I like the way, all of this kind of relates to our relationship. So I liked that. I also found these older stickers that I don't think I'm going to use, but I want to use on something because they've been hanging around for a long time. But lucky, love, there's all these different definitions of things that I thought could work. So I have a lot of options here. I haven't made a lot of decisions. Here's the one that says love. Alright, so let's start eliminating things. So I don't think I'm going to use this. I don't think I'm going to use this on this page, although it could be kind of cool because there's all those different things, but I don't think I'm going to. Don't think I'm going to use this or this. I liked the idea of using this because it was like, he does something different for me every day of the week. But I think I'm going to eliminate that. Here's another notebook sheet. So I have like a ton of notebook sheets here. So this is why I almost think one of my barriers is that sometimes I will pull too many things to be, and when you have too many choices, then it's more difficult to make decisions. So let me just take out some of these. Okay, so I'm going to eliminate those as well. So let's narrow down the grid papers. And I really do think I like this Teresa Collins one the best. I do like the way it feels. I like the B side too, so that makes me reluctant to use it, but I don't know. I don't know if I should do it on a diagonal. I kind of think I shouldn't. Alright, I don't think I want to use that one. This is a basic gray. I kind of like that one. So that's an option. I'm going to put the scenic route papers to the side. And the other one that I thought about using was this green one, although I don't think it brings out great skin tones for me. So let's say no to that one. Here's another basic gray. So I've got two different basic grays here that are basics. And I have a kid yelling at me. Sorry. This is pink paisley. We have, I've got to go. We have I might use this one here. That's it. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. My son had to show me our duck, who we rescued, and then she grew up and flew away. Came back today, so she's visiting today. So I had to go look at her. She's been here for a little while. Okay, so I made these gold doilies, which I just totally love, and that kind of says to me like, oh, you're being taken care of, like, you know, a doily means, you know, somebody's gone to a little extra special trouble. And I thought that I would take this coffee mug full of coffee, but like make some marks on the page. And I really don't, I want to have a whole bunch of space for journaling. So I really think the photo's going to go down here. I have a lot of gold embellishments. So I had these that I cut on a manual die cutter from old Christmas cards. And so they look like gold foil. So I could use those. I'm not sure if I'm going to use that I'm not sure if I want to use the coffee thing, although that's part of the story, so I kind of do. So, you ever have that where like you just want to do every single thing on the page, and then you really, you know, in order to maintain the design of a page, you can't do everything. So let's make some choices here. And I have so many things out that I just want to use everything. So here's one more heart. And so I think that, that's too many hearts. Let's see, put a big heart here, and then does that work? I don't know. I think it works okay like this. Usually I'm sticking things down as I'm making them, but in this example I just kind of, I don't have it crystal in my head, but that's part of that's okay. You don't have to have everything figured out. So that says date, and I've like embellished a I've gold embossed a photo frame that I cut on the silhouettes. So that could be like 2013 could go in there. And then, my title, like my journaling could go here. I just don't want it to be too heavy, but I do want to have enough space. I could put my journaling right in this space here and then put the title over the hearts up here. Let's do that. Let's do that. Okay. That way I will stop trying to second guess myself so much. So I am going to take this doily and I almost want to, I think I want to mat my photo, and then I'm going to cut this doily in half, and that way I can kind of make it look a little bit bigger. So let's mat that photo first. And sorry, my paper scraps are in a, I've been organizing my scrapbook room, so everything is more organized, but it's just a little bit more challenging to, yeah, this is my issue when I do organizing, is then what ends up happening is you put everything away, and I enjoy crafting on, or making scrapbook pages on a messy desk with like a lot of stuff. So there has to be this like ebb and flow of you take everything out and then you put everything back. I do that kind of a lot. I'm looking for, I just have this bin of like scrap paper. And so I was thinking pink would be a good color. Let's just see. I don't like that. Maybe a softer pink. Or a white. White's always good for matting photos if you can't decide. Oh, I'm still hunting down the pink though. Let's see. Oh, I also have, see, I just have, I've got a lot of options here, which is not a bad thing, but it can slow down your process if you have too many options. So think about that. Here's some heart paper, but I don't think that works. Oh my gosh. So I'm being so indecisive, and that is what slows me down scrapbooking wise, and that's what I don't like to happen. So that is like a vellum. Huh. Let's just see if I could put this vellum. No. But there's some vellum. Gosh, I cannot find just a regular old white piece of paper. So when you can't find a regular white piece of paper, use the back of something. Oh my gosh, I'm embarrassing myself here. Sorry, there's that nice paper again with the, let's see if that one works. No. Oh, this is the worst. Okay, so I'm just going to take this paper here, and I kind of like the black. Do we like the black? And then use a white on top of the black. Okay, well here's just a, that can be the photo mat. It's thin, but it's going to be just fine. So I haven't made a scrapbook page in several days now, and a lot of times when that happens, I get, like, I have to get back into my groove. So I have been organizing and purging pattern papers and embellishments, and even I organized my letter sticker drawers So, whoops, that's not where I want those. Oh, maybe it is. Sorry. Distracted scrapbooker here. Yeah, that's not what I wanted. Okay, so it helps to pay attention to what you're doing, which kind of goes in with my story because I'm really I like to focus on the big picture of life, and my husband is really a detail man, and so we've had the same financial advisor for since we started our business, so 17 years. And he's so funny because when he comes, and he'll be describing something, and the questions that I'm asking and the questions that my husband are asking are I'm all big picture. What are our long-term goals? How's this going to get us there? Stuff like that. And my husband is all about the nitty-gritty details. And so it's so funny that, yeah, that I just, he would measure, he'd have everything all planned out and measured, and he would never eyeball cut it. He would use a ruler. So opposites attract, right? Okay, so the photo's gonna go here. Let's see if we can use some, I even put my adhesive away. What was I thinking? Seriously. I also bought this adhesive essentials kit. Let's see what came in it. I got this on Amazon. So I got foam squares, photo corners. Oh, the photo corners might be cute. So this came with Easy Runner. Yeah, easy for some, not for me, but we'll see. So I got the tape runner, the mounting squares. This is what I do with mounting squares. I just pull them completely out of the box, and I like to use them just loose like that. And Crafty Power Tape, super high tack tape. All right, that's cool. Let's pull that out. That's a little thing there. I don't think that goes in there. I think that's for glitter and yeah, stuff like that. I'm just going to put that in my I've got a little cart from IKEA, that Raskog cart that's so popular. And we have mounting squares and photo corners. Where did my scissors go? All right, now we're in business. So that's what that looked like. And I think it was about $10. It was, I'm a, kind of a frugal shopper. Which, interestingly enough, my husband is not a frugal shopper. He'll go to Bed Bath & Beyond, and I'll be like, did you get the 20% off coupon? And he's like, no. It's so easy to just get that if you're going to go there. And first of all, I would never go there because I think everything there is overpriced. But he shops there sometimes for stuff for the house. So anyways, this page is kind of like a thank you. I love you. You do a lot of things for me, and I notice. Because I think sometimes men really need to hear it. You need to know you're thinking about it. That you're noticing all the stuff they're doing for you. And he does a lot of stuff for me. He's a very handy husband. I always joke with him that if I had to marry him all over again, it wouldn't be because he was so cute. It would be because he could fix everything. All right, so I don't want it to end up looking like an oval, but I want it to be kind of more pronounced than if I just put it as a circle. So there's where the doily is going to go approximately. I'm just wondering which of my adhesives here I should use on that. Okay, here's the, I guess you hold it like this. There was also a thread on 2Ps the other day about how one person was so enthralled with how people on YouTube use, how the scrapbooking process videos, like how people use adhesive. So I hope you're enjoying all of my adhesive adventures here. I'm actually going to use some tape, which is, I've gotten some comments like, oh my gosh, you're using tape, that's not allowed. And I like to break the rules, so there we go. So I'm wondering though if I should try to do that coffee stain, and I would want to do it like right here. And the way that I've done it in the past, I've used a stamp pad, but I've also used paint, and paint works better. So I don't want to make a mess, but let's get the paint out and see what we can do. So I keep a little paint. I have more paint than this, but I keep a little paint here handy. And what I think I want to use is, I don't have, that's black. That's black too, huh? Well, so this is going to be tricky because I actually have coffee in that cup. Let me see if I can guzzle it. I don't think I can. So I'm going to just paint the bottom of the coffee cup that I'm actually using here. Can you see what I'm doing? I don't want to spill this. Okay, so let's just set that down on the plate. This is just a paper plate. Okay, so that's about what it's going to look like. I think that's all right. Let's see. I'm really afraid I'm going to spill it everywhere. Do you ever do that and then it goes like everywhere? So there's the coffee cup on the layout, and I think I just want to move it around just a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to take a drink of coffee. And let's don't have to do that as part of the layout. But there's part of that. So I'm just putting some more paint on the bottom. And what I think I want to do is also I think I would like to have one right here too, kind of going off the page, so as to not make a ginormous mess of my scrapbooking space. I'm going to just put this napkin underneath, and then I think I want this one to go kind of underneath the doily. And now I'm just going to mush that around a little bit. Okay, so there's two, because there's two of us, so I'm not going to do any more than that. And I think I'm going to be happy with that. So I'm going to close up my paint. And I do have a little sink here in my scrapbook room. So I'm just going to put the paintbrush in there, and I'll wash it off a little bit later. Okay, and so I'll keep my active coffee cup right here on this paper plate, and I will alternatively drink it. Okay, I'm going to pause for just a second because it's easier when the videos are shorter to upload to YouTube, and then I merge them together. It's sort of easier, it's sort of not, but I'm not going to do anything in the meantime. Okay, I'm back. So nothing's changed. So here's the photo. The photo's going to go right here on the layout. And I have a little bit of paint on my finger, but I'm not going to worry about that. So I've got those hearts, and let's see if they still work. I don't really think they work the way that I had them before. So I'm really breaking my own rules here, is that I usually will not, I usually lay stuff down and then don't change my mind. But I think there are benefits to changing your mind sometimes. Sort of. If it doesn't slow you down. So there's 3 hearts. Where is the journaling going? Okay, because that's an important question. Let's get this picture down first, though, so we can move on. Whoops, a little bit. So this is, I'm really popping this picture up because I do want the picture to stand out. And this picture isn't from the morning that the subject of this page is about, but it's a recent picture of us. It's one that we took when we were taking our Christmas cards. And we really don't take enough pictures of ourselves. And most of the pictures we take of ourselves are selfies. So I took this picture, this arm was coming up and I was holding it so we could take a picture of ourselves. Yes. My other favorite adhesive is, I'll show you. If you've seen my videos before, you know what I'm talking about. It's, oh, I got a new pack, actually. So I did some ordering on Amazon recently, and I got mostly adhesives. I'm trying to think of what else I bought. I bought some books, but not about scrapbooking, about oh, my doorbell's ringing. Never a dull moment, seriously. I better go get that. But let me just get this little part down. And then I will be right back. My dog's like, hey, there's somebody. Oh, there's my son too. He's going to be like, Mom. Okay, I'm coming. I can't think of who it would be. Okay, but somebody's opened the door, so I better go. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, this is going to be a video in many parts, but I haven't changed anything. So that heart went down. Let's get this one down. Oops. Like this. So that one I want to go underneath. So you know it's a heart, but it's not really showing the whole thing. And then this heart, I think it's going to go on top of the photo. Oh, can't get used to holding that the right way. I'm adhesively challenged. And I know a lot of people have suggested I get one of those like giant ATG things. I can't. That's not for me. Okay, but that feels like it's all hanging on pretty well, so we're good. So where am I going to put my journaling? Because I feel like I have not left enough space. So, yeah, this is poor planning. So, I feel like if I put it up here, it's going to be too big. I feel like I don't want it to go above this photo mat, so I'm going to start it right over here, and then I'm going to try to fill most of this space here. And I don't want a very heavy line, so I'm going to look in my markers drawer, and I think I'm going to use the precision pen. This one, let's just test it out and see. All right, that's good. That looks good. So I film my videos for the most part in real time, even though I've stopped a bunch of times. They're in real time, so you see exactly how long it takes. I feel like it's taking too long today. Okay. What I thought was going to be cute is if I use those little hearts. And let me just, the little hearts from here. And I have punched them out, but I kind of lost them on my So let's try to kind of just put those in randomly over here. Yes, no, maybe so. I don't know. Maybe it's too much. Maybe just right there. Does that look cute? That's kind of cute. Let's do that. So that wasn't my original plan, but I think that'll be cute. So I was originally going to really write the story of this page like so much longer, and now I feel like I don't have a ton of space for the story. So let me just think about if I want to make this into a 2-page layout. And if I were to do that, so then what I would do is, let me think about this, because I really feel like I don't have enough space there, and I really do want to tell much more of the story. So let's see if we can get, so kind of like that is a pink paper. It's not from the same, like this is American Crafts and this is KI Memories, but they're about the same tone, so I kind of like that to be the opposing page. And then let's see if we can use some of that paper that I was talking about, the old Scenic Route paper. I have 2 different colors of it. One of them is bright white, and the other one, the Teresa Collins, doesn't really match. It's more of a gray. But one of the Scenic Route notebook papers that I have, I thought was a little bit off-white. Where did it go? This is what you don't see in. Okay, this is basic gray, and it is kind of way grungier, but I think that one could work, especially because I'm not finding the Scenic Route paper that I was looking for. This would be the, this is the, what do you call it? Teresa Collins. And what I would want to do, I think, would be to cut this down. Because I don't really want this bit over here. So I'm going to say that's probably a no. So I'm going back to the basic gray. And then, oh, here it, ha, ha, ha. Okay, that's too yellow. This is the Scenic Route. And, you know, maybe the white Scenic Route does work. I don't know. Oh, dilemmas of a scrapbooker, right? First world problems, they say. Okay, I have one more thought, is that I got a whole bunch more of these papers from KI Memories, and so maybe I should just use, like, here's the one that's brown, but and it's the same shape. So that's a possibility. Let's see how that looks. Okay. And then maybe I could put, behind this I could put brown, because I had coffee and tea that day. I don't really like how much darker it is though. Let's just try, this is the pink. No, I don't think so. I don't know. Wait, maybe blue, because pink and blue, boy and girl, we're different, but the same. I don't know. Here's a blue one, because we've got blue on, so I think that would kind of coordinate a little bit. And then here's one that is a darker blue. I think this one could work actually. And maybe have no paper behind it. So it'd just be those two papers, like two ledger papers. Like here's the messy girl that's all over the place. And here's the orderly boy. Let's do that. And that way, I'm going to have enough room for some journaling. And what I think I want to do is so that, let's see, is have like, he takes care of me, maybe. Have the title be like here. And then have the journaling be over here. Maybe. Oh, decisions. Let's just try one more thing. No. This would be the black. Okay, way too many decisions, right? That's probably, let's just go with that one. I think that one works. And so I'm going to put my other bits to the side here. I forgot about my, oh, we got white photo corners. That's kind of different. No, I don't like that. Let's see about the black ones. Well, that was a pretty cool little variety pack there. I don't think I'm going to put one, like making him into a dunce cap. I think I'm just going to put two. Yeah, that's a little bit better, I think. Okay. And so now what I really think needs to happen is we need to get that paint back out so it looks like this paint is going to go over here just a little bit. So let me put a napkin down so I don't make too much of a mess. I'm going to have to repaint that. So I'm going to take my heart off for just a second and get that paint brush back out. I haven't cleaned it up yet. So I'm just dipping the brush right into the paint. You know what I could do? I could write with this, the title and that brush stroke that's like the new trendy thing. Let's do that. So I'm just re-inking. I'm making myself pretty nervous with this. I am messy and big picture and all creative and not precise, but I don't want to wreck this layout. So let's see how we're get that kind of lined up. I just want to move it around just a little bit so it's, yay, on both. And then, good, didn't. And then I think maybe one more, like there should be 3. And I think it's going to be like down here. Like kind of off the, oh no! No. Get paint on my mat. My nice new mat. No. Okay, this is why I hate getting paint out. Oh, I got some right there too. All right, so I just wanted to go kind of off the page down here for the 3rd ring. Okay, now let's do something that I don't usually do, and that's practice. So, let me just get a wet wipe out too, just to, I don't want to have my, I thought I have wet wipes in here. Maybe I don't. Okay, tip for scrapbookers. Keep wet wipes handy. I thought I had some in here, but I guess I don't. Okay, so I've got the paint. And I just need, now I really do need just a scratch paper, so I'm going to dig into that bin that was a scratch paper bin. And now I would like it to go, I would like the title to be about this. That tall. So if this works, I'm going to just paste it in there like with tape. But if it doesn't, I'll be able to try again and not wreck this page. So let's try. I think I want a smaller brush. So this is like a little bit too large of a brush. So I have some smaller brushes. And I want to pick one that's kind of a little bit stiff and small. So one that's not very, that one might work. This one is stiff, the brushes are stiff, and it's not going to move around too much. So I think that one's going to work. So I'm just going to clean up this brush with this brush and see. Yeah, I think that will work. All right. Oh. Okay, so I already hate it. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, that's... Okay, I don't like the way that's looking at all. So I'm going to try it again. And I think I don't want to have, oh yes, I just want to say he. So bye-bye in the garbage with these two. And let's just try another sheet. Another scratch paper. One thing I saw, I think, one thing in my little scratch bin here that I have is some old books. Yeah, let's see if I can do that. Aha! So I have some old books, and one of them, haha, this is going to be perfect. I have this old book that I put like paint already all over it, so you can't really read the pages. I was going to do an altered book, and then I just kind of never did it. But here's, so that might go right there. I don't really like how odd that is, but let's try it anyways. Or maybe I'll do it like this, and that way the journaling could go over here. And so that way the text is upside down, so you really can't read it at all. So I'm going to do, again, a little bit more planning than I normally do. And I'm going to use a pencil to kind of plan out where I want that text to go. Just getting something out of my trash can to, it looks like it's wet. That's not working. I just want something underneath this so I don't make a complete mess. Okay, just a little nap for excess paint. And now I have my pencil. Okay. So let's write, he does take care of me. He does care So I'm not usually a, plan it all out kind of girl, but I want to get this right because I really like the paper here. So that's I've written out the title, and now I just want to trace it with the paint. So I'm going to go a little bit slower than I usually do. Or maybe I shouldn't, because yeah, you shouldn't go slower. You should just keep going fast. Sometimes when you go slower, your hand kind of wiggles more. And when you go faster, you have, like, it looks more relaxed. Ugh, I really messed that one up. Yeah, so what do? I just keep going with messing it up. Oh. I don't think this brush is working as well as I wanted it to. And I'm not really sure the pencil helped a ton. I think it made me a little more hesitant, which so I'm not sure I'm going to advise, like, if you mess up on something, just keep going over it, but I do want this to just look more like an E. Well, it's just going to look like it looks, I guess. Okay. So then he does take care of me. And let's get our paper back out. I'm going to pause it for just a second just to make the uploading easier. See, I'm right back. No big whoop. Okay. So this is going to go right here. And I'm going to put that heart back where it was. Can you see that whole bit? Yeah. So that was the sticky heart that went right about there. And then the other heart is probably going to go over here, I think. Like that, perhaps? Yeah. So my journaling now is going to go, I don't think I want it to go all the way to the top, so I think I'm going to start it here and go down in this space. But I don't really want to mess this up, and it's still kind of wet, so I'm just going to know that it's going to be, I know what I could do. I have an idea. Here's a different page from that same book doesn't have the paint on it. So I'm just going to put that where that stuff would have gone. And then I think this is dry, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. Okay, now we can do the journaling. So I'm just going to start right about here. Friday morning, January. I actually do want to know the date. So it was, just looking at my iPhone, it was, I think, January 17th. 2014. And I had, what do you call those? an internet, phone, conference, scheduled. Charlie had just returned from dropping off the kids at school, and I was a bit frantic about getting my computer all set up. So I called in an order to the kitchen. Charlie, get me a pot of coffee and a pot of tea and a glass of water right now, please. And I already had my headset on, and my friend said, boy, he really does take care of you. Okay, so I kind of have the story down, and I don't want to mess too much with that. I usually sign it, but I don't think I'm going to sign it here. So what I do after I write it all down is there's certain words I want to stand out a little more than others, so I'll go back over those words. So it was Friday, and then January 17th, 2014. And so some of these I want to do for placement, and others I really just want those actual words to stand out. So I think I'm going to do Charlie. Get me a pot of tea. And then I'm going to highlight what my friend said. Boy, he So it does make those words a little bit harder to read, but it also makes the text a little more dynamic, I think, when you add like highlighting to some of the words. I like the way that looks. So that's something that I do pretty often when I'm writing a story on a scrapbook page. So I don't know if I'm going to get to all these embellishments. Let's see. Because sometimes I really like my story to stand out and be a little bit more simple. So let's see. So this is going to be that page. And let's get them both together so we can see how they're looking together. I'm already worried that because I think the photographing of this layout is going to be a little bit awkward because I have these text, you know, these different, there's like a scalloped border on this. So I think what I'm going to do when I photograph the layouts is put a white background piece of paper just for the, I might actually leave it there, I don't know, we'll see. But I think where I want my little note to be is right here. So I'm going to write, Dear Charlie, thank you for the gazillion things you do for me every day. Love, Katie. So I usually do put a little heart and sign my my layouts. So my paint is still wet on this dry brush over here, so I want to be careful about laying that down. I also think, I kind of feel like this needs a matte, or just something to make it look messy underneath. So let's go back to that scrap bin and maybe that gray, remember that gray paper that I was like, oh, that's pretty. Or maybe this, oh, I kind of like that. The, this is that vellum. And it just kind of picks up that gold tone. I think that's a winner right there. Okay, and because I love the vellum so much, I'm going to, yes I am, I'm just going to cut it a little bit, so I'm going to have this little bit to use on something else, just because I really dig in the vellum. So that's going to go kind of like this. And now I'm going to adhere this down, but then I'm also going to add some washi tape. So I can just add the tape right to my vellum because this part of the vellum is going to be hidden. So I don't have to worry about having that show up or not. I'm just going to bend up the edges just a little tiny bit. Maybe that was a little bit too much. Just going to see if I can move it. Oh, that's some strong adhesive, but I can move it. Okay. See if that works just a little bit better. Yes, I think I like that. Okay. Alright, let's see what kind of vellum I have. I think I actually have gold. I do. I've got gold vellum, but I'm not really sure I want that much weight. It's at the top here. Let's see. This is Scotch. I think I bought this at Office Depot. Oops. Well, that wasn't what I just touched it. Be careful. Okay. It's okay. I'm not loving it. I think it just needs a little extra something right here. And it could be, see this blue in our shirts? It might be, blue might be the thing. That's not going to be large enough. Got kind of an aqua chevron here. I don't know if this really, oops, I don't like the way I ripped that. It's alright actually. So I think I want to just add a little bit of that over here. Kind of want to see if I can just tuck that under just a little bit. having trouble with that. Let's see if I can do it this way. Turn this upside down. Okay, so then I've got vellum, and I almost feel like I need oops. There's like a million pieces of vellum now that I'm like, oh, ripped that wrong again. Let's just see here. Is that too weird? It's kind of weird. I don't care. It's going down. So there's like 3 different things, and then that might actually be, though, that might work because now maybe I can get some of these. Oh, I don't know. Let's see if I can not mess this page up too much with too much embellishments, but let's see if I can get some on. So I'm not going to do the heart. So I've done like one, so I kind of think like the little, oh, I don't know. I don't really think this is working, but let me just see if I can. Let me see if I can just build this up a little bit more and oh, see, I just hate this part of a layout when I'm like kind of struggling to get things down. It just bugs me. It really does. Because I just want it to be like, come on, quick, let's go. But I want, so I like this little coffee cup, but I feel like it needs to sit on something. Let's just leave it right there for now. I don't like this spacing. I think that's like a little awkward, but let's just see what we can do. Okay, I don't think the arrow works, but I also think we need something kind of up here, and I've got this little, we're kind of a big deal. Let me see if I can, no. I do like the idea of layering something under there, but I don't want it to be something that you need to really read. I've also got these little people. This is very, I really dislike having it. I don't like being indecisive. I like to make a decision and just go with it. I don't like to think it out, which is a lot of what this layout is about. So I've got the two little people here. I don't know if you can see. I don't think you can. Sorry about that. But I've got this little, on the board, there's two little people, so I'm going to take them, maybe put them right here. And then I can take these little hearts. Let's see. Oh, this is, I just feel like all of this is so wrong. So this is kind of like bubbling up from the coffee. It's a little awkward. It's a lot awkward. So there's a little heart there. So I have two little hearts here. There's a heart there. Oh, very awkward. Yeah, and sometimes the scrapbooking rules are good. And you don't need to break them. And sometimes I just like doing it wrong. Okay, so I've got a little craziness going on over here. I think it's a little awkward. Let me maybe see if I've got some other sticker or something that can go in that space. Oh, so awkward, right? Or maybe a little, like, thank you. How about, let's try that. So this little sticker says, "You're the cream to my coffee." And this is about making coffee. And I've got the coffee stains on there. And then here's a little bit more gold. So I guess when you're feeling like your page is a little awkward, just keep going and trust the process and trust that the decisions that you're making are good. And even if you're like, oh, I don't think this is following the rules, or I don't think this is, I've got trapped white space, or I've, just keep going and it will be okay. It's just like, it will. It really will. And even if it's horrible, this is like some of the best relationship advice I ever got. When I was in law school, before I met Charlie, I had a different boyfriend, and it was before I learned that he did something really wrong, which is why I ended up terminating the relationship. But before I learned that, I just kind of had like a vague inkling of, things weren't like they weren't really how they used to be, and it was still okay, but it wasn't awesome, you know. And so I was talking to a friend of mine about that, and she was like, well, then why don't you break up with him? And I was like, no, because he hasn't done anything wrong, you know, like nothing's really wrong. And she's like, well, what are you afraid of? And I was like, I don't know, that I'd be lonely and it would suck. And she's like, so you'd be lonely and it would suck. And it was just like, I don't know, it was the most profound advice I had ever gotten. And I didn't break up with him right then, but like pretty soon after that, I figured out he had done something bad. And and then it was over. And I was like, oh, we're all finished here. But applied to so that relationship advice applied to scrapbooking would be, say you make a mistake and it's like, oh, now it sucks. So what? Like, life goes on, you know, you make more scrapbook pages. It's okay that every single element on your pages aren't completely perfect. They don't have to be. But you have to be like, I think there's a real benefit to trusting yourself to make good decisions. Even if you're like, I don't know if it's right. Even to just keep on going with your creative process. And that's I think I'm done. I think maybe something could go up here, but maybe not. I think that's finished. But my advice is just make bold decisions with your scrapbooking and your life, and trust your gut. Know what the rules are. Try to have some type of, like, when I first started this page, I had so many things. I had so many stickers. I was going to fill the page up with all this cool stuff. And I did some embellishment, but I didn't, like, there isn't stuff all over the page. I actually left some white space. And so that's not something that comes easily to me. But I did it anyways. I made a 2-page layout, which I don't normally do. But I wanted to make sure I got all this journaling in, so I got to tell my little story, and yeah, I love it. So thank you for watching. I'm Katie Scott, and you'll be able to see this layout at getitscrapped.com. Thank you. Thanks for watching.